Thank you very much. My name is Margaret Doherty, and I'm the current state representative in House District 35, which is pretty much Tigard, a little bit of Portland, and out towards Barrows Road and up to I-5. I was appointed almost a year ago today by the county commissioners in Washington County and in Multnomah County. In fact, it was a unanimous appointment. So I've been the representative for the people in Tigard for just about a year. During that time, we went through and had a special session in February. So I got my feet wet a little bit talking about funding and talking about budgets and going through and trying to fix some of the unintentional consequences that took place in the 2009 session. I replaced Larry Galizio, who was in the legislature for 5 years, who is now the president of Clatsop Community College. Prior to that time, I was in public education. I worked with teachers for about 32 years. I retired in 2006, and I've always been involved in the city of Tigard. I've been a volunteer at the Tigard Library for probably close to 12 years. In fact, if we didn't have committee meetings tomorrow down in Salem, I would be doing my 4 to 7 shift with the community service children. We call them community service children. These are the kids that have been kind of sentenced to by the peer court for community service, and I'm the peer court coordinator for the Tigard Library. I'm also on the Tigard Planning Commission, so involved with a lot of the land use issues. We've got a big one coming up in the city of Tigard. And I've lived in the community for about 21 years, so I know Tigard, know the people, and know a lot of the problems. And probably one of the bigger problems that we've got in the city of Tigard and in Washington County is transportation. And I serve on the Transportation Committee. In fact, I asked to be on the Transportation Committee because of the issues that we do face out here. I worked out in Washington County for about 10 years in western Washington County, so I had the teachers at Banks and Forest Grove and Gaston and that area. And I'm one of the few people, I think, in the world that knows how to get to any city in Washington County and never get on a freeway. But even some of those back roads are getting pretty crowded. And so I think it's essential that we have somebody in the loop in the transportation here in the state of Oregon, because I think sometimes the Portland metropolitan area and this part of Washington County kind of gets overlooked with some of the projects that the Oregon Department of Transportation has, and it's essential that we work at it. One of the larger issues in Tigard is pretty much looking at a light rail system down I-5, and we're kind of next in line when it comes to a commuter rail system. And so it would be one that initially was going to come from Sherwood all the way through downtown Tigard and go up to or downtown Portland, go up through PCC and then go down to downtown Portland. And now they're even talking about it having it come in from Newburgh. So transportation issues are very, very important. It is very difficult to get to one part of Tigard to the other part, let alone get from one part of Tigard to this part of Washington County. The second issue, and it's one you hear all of it, and is creating jobs. And I think Washington County actually has done a pretty good job of creating jobs. We've got Genetech that is open in Hillsborough. I think if you've had other speakers come in, but Hillsborough and Washington County is pretty much an open door to a lot of the businesses that they come into. And they've got a lot of incentives for businesses. The Washington County Commissioners have done that. And that has added a lot of commerce here in Washington County, and I think we should be very, very proud of that. And it's clean business, and it's businesses that bring in not only family wage jobs, but actually better than family wage jobs, and we should be very proud of that. And then the third prong, of course, is education. And I was a high school teacher for 10 years, and it was back in the days, again, before Measure 5, where we had more resources for students. And I come out of North Clackamas, which has a phenomenal occupational skills center. So I had a lot of my students that came out, and they were in an apprentice program for plumbing and electrical work and carpentry. And we had kids that were going to college, and so there were a lot of opportunities for them that are kind of lacking now. And so when you go through and add the three up, transportation issues, very, very important to Washington County. When you go through and creating jobs, which one of the things I did in the very short February session was one of the co-sponsors of Senate Bill 1017, along with Senator Bonamici, that opened up more capital for small business through Business Oregon and the Department of Commerce. So I'm very proud of what I've done in a very short period of time, and thank you very much for welcoming me here, and we'll see you all next November. Thank you.